What's up, guys? We're here, Belmore train station for the rally. What's up, guys? We are here at the Belmore train station for the rally. We're gonna head over to the America First warehouse after. We got everybody here.
Welcome to all the Patriots. Thank you for being here today. Couldn't do this without you. I'm Teresa Helfrich, Patriot leader, activist, employee of the America First warehouse, the most patriotic venue in the country. I want to say a quick shout out to our friends hosting this with us, the Long Island MAGA Patriots. Vinny and Nick is over here, and Wendy and Jay from Belmore Patriots, Joe the Box, and our team at the America First warehouse. We all thank you for coming. At the end of this, we are going to caravan back to the America First Motor Club, which is an expansion of the America First warehouse. We're going to have a barbecue there and hang out for a bit, so we hope you can join us. We also have a 50-50 going around, which will be called at the end. And we also have General Flynn will be coming to the America First warehouse on May 12th. We have a raffle at our table for a VIP chance to be with him, $200 value, so you can make your way over to the America First warehouse table. I want to thank any vendors that are here and friends here with tables. Thank you for supporting us and being here. We are going to do the pledge and a prayer. So do we have any veterans in attendance? Any veterans, please come on up for the pledge. Yes, please give them a round of applause, whoever's here. Any other veterans that have served, please come on up. Joe the Box. We need Joe with the flag. He's going to lead us in the pledge with the veterans. And then we're going to call up our friend Victoria to sing the national anthem.
Everybody, here's my flag. I don't want the thing to start cracking. We're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance to the greatest country and the greatest flag forever. You ready, everybody? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, boss. All right, now we have our good friend and patriot Victoria here. She's going to sing the national anthem for us.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free
If you could just join me very quick, guys. A prayer for America. Father in heaven, we the people in the land of the free and the home of the brave desperately need you. Oh, that we would leave our ways of seeking to be blessed and instead seek to bless others. We beg you for your guidance and wisdom for our leaders. We ask you to protect our land from the enemies, both within and without. And we praise you for the freedom we have through the blood of your Son. May your plan be the desire of our nation. Amen. Amen. All right. I'm going to bring up Kara Castronova. She has a very busy schedule ahead of her today. Time is of the essence right now, getting signatures. Our good friend Kara, a former actress, reality TV star, as a fitness trainer on The Biggest Loser, two-time Golden Glove champion, so we know she's a fighter, a fearless activist, investigative journalist for the Gateway Pundit, co-host of Wise Guys, which I think is on hold right now, right, for Newsmax while she's campaigning. Ran for assembly in New York State Assembly District 22 in 2022, ran a great campaign, and now has stepped up to run for Senate. She needs 30,000 signatures by the beginning of April. So please help her get there, and please give our dear friend a warm welcome right now. Kara for Senate! Thank you, my friend.
Kara, we love you.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for all coming out today, and I really appreciate the support. I have a lot of support here. A lot of people have returned some petitions to me. We test. Got it. So anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Kara Castronova. I really got into fighting for America in 2020 when the lockdowns happened. I organized the first rally in Albany where we were outside Governor Cuomo's mansion screaming on top of our lungs with just like this on the back of a truck with the megaphone. And since then, I started an organization called Citizens Against Political Persecution to fight for the January 6th Patriots. They're hostages. They're in jail right now in Washington, D.C. Test. Could you guys hear me? Okay. And so I've been fighting for them for a long time. I started as an activist. I moved on to be able to get with God's grace, a job at the Gateway Pundit, which is an amazing publication you should all read, where I've gotten to share January 6th stories and raised over $3 million literally for their personal gives and goes. Exposed a lot of stories about the FBI and the Department of Justice and how they have been coming after regular American citizens, just like the people here, just because we're Trump supporters, just because they look at us like we're terrorists. I've exposed that, and so you can check out my work on the Gateway Pundit. I'm on Newsmax, but I'm currently on hold there because you can't run for office and be on Newsmax. So I'm on a weekly show there called Wise Guys, and everybody thinks I'm crazy. I also am an independent reporter there as well. So has anybody seen all of the viral videos of Trump saying he was going to come to, of people in the Bronx, the South Bronx, saying they're going to support President Trump? So that was me out there getting those interviews. And now Trump is saying he's going to come to the Bronx. I think we have a really great shot. And that's when I realized, when I was in the South Bronx talking to people just walking by on the street. I went there by myself with the tripod. A cameraman would not accompany me to the South Bronx. I stood on a corner and everybody was screaming Trump 2024 from the top of their lungs. They weren't embarrassed to say it. They have Biden derangement syndrome. I couldn't even mention Biden's name and they would start freaking out. They hate his guts because of the inflation, because of what he's doing to America, because he's leaving the borders opening and he's leaving the regular people in the Bronx and in Brooklyn and everywhere else. He's just throwing them to the birds. So they're really, really angry, and it's going to take a candidate, I truly believe, like me, in the Senate this year to be running against Kirsten Gillibrand. I could debate her on abortion. I'm a female. I'm a patriot. I've been out there fighting for America. I'm going to run a primary against two gentlemen. You can do your research on who they are. I think I'm 20 times better than them, and I will definitely destroy Kirsten Gillibrand. Thank you. I wish I had... There's so many great people around New York State like you guys, and they feel misrepresented. I went upstate New York. I've been campaigning. Upstate New York is completely red, and they're frustrated because of what they call downstate, which is us down here. They feel like they don't have representation in Washington, D.C., and I'm starting to feel like a lot of the inner city people feel the same way, that nobody cares about them and nobody's representing. And everybody out here on Long Island, we know Long Island is red, and it's time to send a red senator up to Washington, D.C. So my plan is to continue to collect these crazy petitions. I was a 2-time Golden Glove champion boxer. I thought that was hard. I miss getting punched in the face. Literally miss getting beaten the crap out of. This is harder. It's insane. You know, we went to New York City, and to find a Republican that will admit they're a Republican in New York City is literally like trying to find a needle in a haystack. So this is challenging. Gathering 30, Andrew Giuliani knows how hard this is. He had to do the same thing when he ran for governor. And we're doing this on a grassroots level, collecting 30,000 signatures. Really, the number is 15,000. But the Board of Elections is so crooked that they will try to scratch off half of your signatures. So you're really supposed to try to go in there with double the signatures. It's a tremendous task. It's what people say is an impossible mission, but nothing is impossible when you have God on your side. I truly believe that. My favorite quote from the Bible is, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." It's on 5 different walls in my house. It's what gets me through every day. I literally go to sleep praying. I wake up praying. This is one of the hardest things I've ever done. I don't like to fail. I don't like to lose. And I know I've taken on a very, 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 very difficult task, but I'm willing to put myself out there because I truly believe I'm in it for the right reasons. I want to fight for everybody here. I want to fight for every American. I don't want to be beholden to the establishment. So thank God they didn't endorse me. And I say F you to them. Literally, they make me sick. They didn't pick the right candidate. F you to the establishment. And I owe them nothing. Absolutely nothing. I owe the rhinos nothing. And I could say that I owe everything to the people here, and I'm held accountable by God, so you can rest assured that I will do the right thing. So all I need from you is help with these crazy petitions. We're about halfway there right now. We have 9 days left. I have people from all over New York State sending me petitions in the mail. I need people to, if you're interested in helping out and just getting your family and friends to sign these petitions, if they're Republicans, and your neighbors, my website is CARA for Senate. The emails come directly to my phone. It's CARA for Senate. A lot of people here know me, know my personal cell phone numbers, like half of you. So just ask one of your friends for my number. I trust that they'll give it to you if you're not. And most people here are probably not crazy. I'm assuming, because I know most people here and I know who you are. Right, so ask Teresa for my number, ask Jay for my number, ask Andrew has my, if you're really interested in helping out and gathering petitions, please call me, because time is of the essence, and you could really help just by turning in your own signature, 10 signatures, your family signatures. It all helps, and to show the establishment that the people are not happy with their pick, the people are sick and tired of them installing rhinos and coronating rhinos, and that the people want a primary. I'm not even asking you to vote for me. Do your research on me. I think you will, but I'm not asking you to vote for me. I'm asking you to sign a petition saying that we the people want a primary, and we're sick and tired of the rhinos and the people up there in Albany coronating candidates. So again, my name is Cara Castronova. Please follow me on Twitter at Cara Castronova. Do not follow me on Facebook. I have a page, Cara for Senate, but I'm suing Facebook because I was banned for life there for speaking out about January 6th. But you can follow me on Instagram or reach out to me, DM on Instagram, DM on Twitter, and I will immediately. Test. I will immediately reply. And Trump 2024. Trump is getting back in office. He's pardoning all the January 6th hostages, and we all know it. And Biden is going to jail if he's still around to see it. And we're all looking forward to that day, and I honestly really think that's what's going to happen. So could I get a chant USA before I... USA! 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 I thank you so much, Jay, for putting this together, as always, and all my friends here from all around Long Island. I love you guys. One last thing, if you have my petitions, I know a lot of you are collecting them. I'm going to be right here for a little bit, like 5 minutes. I know Tony's here somewhere, and where are you? There you are. Yeah, whoever has my petitions, please bring them over, because I'm collecting them. We're going to be counting them up this week. I need all the volunteers I can get. Please come up to me if you want to volunteer and reach out to me. I love you. I love you guys. Close the border, of course. Close the border. Close the border. Medical freedom, free January 6th, Patriots, free speech, Trump 2024. Thank you, everybody.
How about Cara 2024? Let's hear it for Cara, guys. We need a fighter here for us. All right. Thank you so much, Karen. The proud son of the best mayor America ever had, formerly on the Trump administration, former New York gubernatorial candidate in 2022, ran a massively beautiful campaign that we all supported. You can currently find him on his show on 77 WABC between 8 and 9 p.m. And we're going to have a very special pilot show happening at the America First Warehouse. We're hoping it takes off. It's going to be Andrew Giuliani and friends. We're in the works right now planning. So please stay tuned for that awesome thing that's going on. And please, Andrew, come on up. We love you. Guys, let's give a big warm welcome to Andrew Giuliani. Thank you so much. We love you.
Well, thank you so much. First and foremost, happy Palm Sunday to everybody out there. Really, I mean, you think about it, today was the day that Christ was celebrated. And we know what happened just a few short days later, persecuted and then crucified. But he did rise, right? We know that. And we will celebrate that a week from today. I think that's very important considering everything that we are dealing with here in this country right now. It's important that we keep that perspective and that faith, God, that so much of the left wants to eliminate. It's so important for our families to do that. And also, let me just thank all of the speakers that came up here. First off, Heather McBride. You know, they say in a political campaign, to be the candidate, you either need to be the smart one or good looking. She's obviously the smart one and far better looking than me, so I don't know what the heck I was doing being the candidate on this. I just live in New York. That's what happened. She lived in New Jersey, otherwise she would have been the candidate. And Teresa, thank you so much for the kind words. Jay, Wendy, really, from the bottom of my heart, and thank you guys so much, really. It means a whole lot, and for everything that you guys did for me on my campaign, and we have more fights. We have more fights ahead. And to Kara Castronova, I mean, I know she's off now collecting petitions, and it is a tough fight to make sure that you get those signatures. So that way, you just have the option for people to come out and vote for you. You have the option to have your voice heard, to present how you can help change the state of New York. And so Kara 100% deserves to be on the ballot, out there fighting for New Yorkers. So any help you can do for her in the next couple of weeks, that obviously is very, very appreciated. But you know, when we think about our country over, and Joe the Box also, by the way, it's Joe the Box. The best. I actually was down there with my father when he was on Dad's show, and he loved him so much that myself, Grace, and my wife had taken over the second bedroom down there for like a week. And thank God I had my daughter, my father's granddaughter, with him, because if it was just me, he would have kicked me out of the room and said, Joe the Box is staying in there. Grace kept me in a bed over there, otherwise I would have been homeless. And he also realized, he was like, look, they're not as good to the homeless in Florida as they are in New York right now. In New York, they're great to them, right? It really, really is terrible. But Joe, you're really one of the best. I can't wait for a couple weeks from now. We're going to have an absolute blast at the America First Warehouse. I said this at Mar-a-Lago, and it really, really is true. And this feels like it's the case as well, right? Mar-a-Lago feels like Disney World if Disney World wasn't woke. And the America First Warehouse, I guess, would be Disneyland, basically, if it wasn't woke. So there you go. You got Disneyland, Disney World. And this is, I can't say this is like Euro Disney. It's like a Disney cruise, I guess, right here. Like a non-woke Disney cruise, because we're on like a mobile thing. But in all seriousness, we all know what's at stake over the next 7.5 months, right? Our constitutional republic is at stake. We hear the media time and time again talk about our democracy. Trump is a threat to our democracy. Trump is a threat to our democracy. First of all, there's been nobody that actually looks at our Constitution and tries to preserve and protect that Constitution more as a commander-in-chief over my lifetime than Donald J. Trump, first and foremost. Secondly, Trump understands that we're a limited democracy, and he also wants to protect that limited democracy by making sure that you have your constitutional rights, your First Amendment rights, which the Biden administration has gone after the last 3 years, time and time again, whether it's vaccine mandates that so many of us were out there protesting against, how absurd that actually was. They tried to take you off of social media. They tried to take you off of any form of media there. They tried to kick you out of your jobs. if you wanted to actually go and make a stand beyond disgusting. Our Second Amendment rights, we know what they're doing with our Second Amendment rights. They want to make sure that they take every single legal gun away from all those Americans here. Meanwhile, think about this. All of the violence that we've seen increasing, not just in New York City, but basically every single blue-run city around the country. Instead of actually going and getting the weapons out of the hands of those drug dealers that are going and committing these crimes, right? If Black lives actually really mattered, then that's what they would do. That's what they'd be focusing their resources on, to actually go in there and take those weapons out. Instead, they're going after legal gun owner rights. That's what they're doing. They're trying to do that because they want to make sure that we are subservient to the government. Well, Donald Trump, like each and every one of us here, understands that our government is run by the people and for the people, right? By the people and for the people. And if he gets in office, again, as the 47th President of the United States, he will 100% be going in there to preserve our constitutional republic, to go and fight, to make sure that our border is secure again. Joe said 8, 9, 10 million. Joe, the honest answer is who knows? Who really knows how many illegal migrants have come in? We don't really know. We have guesses, but it's crazy. And you think about in New York City, what this has meant to New York City with a couple 100,000, let's say 200,000 illegal migrants that have come in over the last year and a half, 2 years. By the way, that our mayor in New York City invited in, called the governor of Texas a racist and said, we want him in. And then he realized like 3 months in, oh, maybe this is not a good idea. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Well, no, you know what? No duh.
No shit, Sherlock.
There you go, what he said. Exactly what he said right
Get
there.
what you asked for.
Beyond crazy. And think about 200,000 versus the 10 or so million that we've dealt with. New York City has just gotten 2% of the illegal migrants that have invaded our southern border. Yet nobody in the media was focused on it until it actually came to their front door, until it came to New York City. There we go. Until it came to New York City. And now they're focused on it because you had red state governors that made them focus on it, because you have President Trump that has actually highlighted this, because he went down to the border before Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, or anybody from that administration ended up going down there. You want to know why? It wasn't for politics. It wasn't because he wants to take some photos so that way he looks better. It's because he loves this country, because he loves the United States of America, and he understands what we've sacrificed for that flag. He understands the blood that has spilled to protect our freedoms. Those freedoms that we're practicing right now, those First Amendment rights that we talked about before, that we need to go out there and preserve. So as we get closer and closer to election, I know now the weather's going to start to get nicer and nicer. Staten Island Chuck, by the way, told me that it was going to be an early spring. I don't know if Staten Island Chuck was right. You know, maybe it's this version of Staten Island Chuck. De Blasio killed the groundhog originally. He used to be able to tell you. Maybe this one doesn't really know. But you know, as the weather gets nicer and nicer and we're tempted to go to the beach, and look, we should definitely enjoy time with our family, because it reminds us what we're fighting for, what we're protecting. But make sure that each and every one of us has a plan. What are we going to be doing for election season? How are we going to be making sure that as many of those people that will vote to save our constitutional republic, that will vote for Donald J. Trump, that's going to vote this 46th president out of office and into retirement finally, and end this Biden crime family grift that has been going on. You know, Heather before mentioned the media and how absurd they are. Absurd they are. And I realize, I can tell you this, when I was leaving the White House, right, on those last couple of days, when we know President Trump had won, we knew he won, the feeling that you had in the bottom of your stomach was sickening, because you wondered if there was ever going to be a fair election again in this country. It's the duty and responsibility of each and every one of us to somehow make sure that we have a fair election in the state of New York. And maybe it's even going in to one of these states that right now is really, really narrow. I mean, I'm not saying that New York cannot be won. It can be won. But the truth is, if Trump is competitive in New York, it means he's won 360 electoral votes. If he wins 360 electoral votes, they've told me that math is racist, but I could do the math. 270 he needs to be president. So maybe it's making phone calls in Pennsylvania, making sure that those Republicans that maybe don't go out as frequently, letting them know how important it is to your family. There's the Trump train right there, by the way. It's rolling through. It's being a poll watcher. It's making sure that you're calling into these states. If you have the opportunity to travel to a state like Pennsylvania, maybe that's the plan right there. It's also supporting America First candidates too, right? Like Kara. Kara's an America First candidate who's out there going out and making sure that she is putting the plight of those January 6th prisoners out there to the public. So that way we all know everything that they're going through. I was actually just coordinating today with one of my very close friends who is the chief of staff for Dr. Peter Navarro. And if you guys know Peter's story, Peter was just put in jail 2 days ago in Florida. I know, it's wild. One of the true America First patriots of the Trump White House. I can tell you, I saw how he operated every single day. And I remember this distinctly. It actually was my birthday. I remember this so well. It was January 30th of 2020. When he went into the Oval Office with Dr. Fauci, Peter Navarro and Dr. Fauci, and they got in a massive fight. Fauci said, no need to shut down travel from China. Don't worry about it. Peter Navarro said, shut down travel from China right now. This thing is coming in from there. If you don't do that, you're talking about millions and millions and millions of lives. He was the one that actually initiated that shutdown from China, right? He was the one who's been out there going to search time and time again for the origins of COVID-19, trying to get the actual truth out there. When we've been told that it's, don't worry, it's the wet market theory and all that stuff. As we see more and more and more and more evidence, we realize that this 100% came from a biolab. He was out there fighting for this stuff. That's why they're targeting him. He was out there fighting for election integrity, actually putting out a very detailed report of what happened in the 7 states, in those 7 states where we saw so much fraud, so much shenanigans. As this president likes to say when he's coherent, which is very, very rare, all that malarkey that happened in those states. He was out there going and highlighting that. That's why they've targeted him. That's why he is a political prisoner right now for the next 4 months. But I'll tell you what, they weren't smart, because they should have put him behind bars for the election, because he's going to be back out and he's going to be fighting. So Peter, when you hear this, just let you know that you have so many America First patriots that are supporting you, that love you, and are thankful for your courage. Well, look, I know you guys have a busy afternoon going to the America First warehouse, and it sounds like we got a little protest of Kathy Griffin over here. Now I understand what the head is doing over there. Now I see what the head. It all makes sense, and it's all adding up over here. At least you guys didn't bloody it up like she did for Trump right here. You know, it shows how, you know, you guys are out there making your First Amendment rights, but, you know, you're not going crazy like Kathy Griffin ends up going. I just want to thank you guys, each and every one of you, for being out here, for fighting for our kids, for fighting for our First Amendment, for fighting for our constitutional republic, and fighting to make America great again. We must do it. We got to do it. And we're closing with the Trump train. So God bless you. God bless America. Let's make Donald J. Trump the 47th president.